I came home for Christmas expecting laughter, lights, and the smell of cinnamon in the air, but instead, I walked into a silent house. No decorations. No music. No family. Just darkness. And then, I saw her. My grandma, sitting alone at the kitchen table, eating cold leftovers. When she looked up at me, her eyes were red, her hands were shaking. And next to her plate was a note. A note that changed everything. A note that made me realize my family had done something unforgivable. As I dropped my bags, the emptiness of the house swallowed me whole. Every Christmas, our home used to explode with noise, cousins running around, my mom yelling about burnt cookies, my dad pretending to fix lights he clearly broke. But today? Nothing. The quiet was so unnatural it felt like the house itself was holding its breath. I checked the tree corner, no tree. I checked the mantle, no stockings. I checked the fridge, just a half-open container of mashed potatoes. I called out, "Mom? Dad? Anyone?" No answer. Only the faint clinking of a spoon in the kitchen. When I stepped into the kitchen, Grandma looked guilty. Almost scared. Her plate had cold turkey, stuffing, and a slice of pie that had definitely been cut yesterday. "Grandma, why are you alone? Where's everyone?" She didn't answer right away. She folded the note and placed her trembling hand on top of it. Then she forced a smile. "Oh, they're around. Don't worry about me." But her eyes told the truth. Something was wrong. Something big. And my family had left her to deal with it alone. I gently slid the note from under her hand. She didn't stop me. On the front was my mother's handwriting. Inside, only one sentence. "We had to leave. Don't tell them anything." Them? Tell them what? I looked at Grandma, and she quickly wiped her eyes like she didn't want me to see her cry. "Grandma, what aren't you telling me?" She whispered, "It's better if you don't get involved." But at that point, I was already involved. I checked every room. My parents' luggage was gone. My brother's sneakers and gaming bag, gone. Even the dog's leash was missing. It was like they packed up the entire family and vanished overnight. I started calling them. Mom's phone, off. Dad's phone, off. My brother's phone, ringing, then voicemail. And Grandma just watched me pace, holding that folded note like it weighed 100 pounds. When I finally asked her directly, she said, "They didn't want you to know. They didn't want anyone to know." Know what? It took another hour of convincing before Grandma finally cracked. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "They left because someone threatened us." My heart dropped. Threatened? Who? Why? She pointed to the note again. "The message wasn't meant for you. It was meant for me." She explained that for the past 3 weeks, strange letters had been appearing, no return address, no name, just warnings, threats, accusations. She never told my parents. But someone else did. And when my family found out, they panicked. Grandma finally admitted the truth. The threats were about her inheritance. My late grandfather had left behind money that Grandma never wanted to use. She always kept it safe for emergencies. Apparently someone found out. Someone who believed they deserved it. Someone who wanted my grandma out of the way. And the last letter they received said, "Leave the house by Christmas. Or else." My parents didn't want to risk staying. So they ran. And they left Grandma completely alone. The part that hurt the most? My parents weren't trying to protect Grandma. They were trying to protect themselves. They took the inheritance money. They moved it into their own accounts. And they left Grandma as a decoy. A shield. A distraction for whoever was sending those letters. Grandma didn't even know until the bank notified her 3 days earlier. Her own children betrayed her. Used her. Left her to face danger so they could disappear comfortably. At that moment, I made a decision. I wasn't leaving Grandma alone. I wasn't running like the rest of them. I recorded everything she told me. I documented every letter. Then I called each family member. And finally, my dad answered. When I confronted him, he snapped. "You have no idea what we're dealing with. Stay out of it." But I wasn't staying out of anything. I told him if he didn't return Grandma's money and come home, I'd go to the police. And the rest of the family would never look at them the same again. By the next morning, everything changed. My dad and mom came home, shame all over their faces. They returned the money. They apologized to Grandma. But some damage can't be undone. As for the threat letters, police tracked them to a distant cousin desperate for cash. It wasn't even real danger. Just fear, paranoia, and greed. That Christmas, we didn't have lights or gifts. But we had something more important. The truth. And Grandma. She finally wasn't alone anymore.